So a while ago, during my last attempt to make a bunch of YouTube shorts that failed relatively spectacularly, I made a video about the 996. Now, what is the 996? That's a productivity strategy where companies will have their workers work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. I brought up the fact that certain AI companies like OpenAI and Anthropic were trying to enforce this strategy. And I made the argument that you could do something in 40 hours. You could do something very, very impressive in 40 hours a week. And if it takes you 100 hours to do the same thing someone could do in 40 hours, you probably should find a different career. Anyway, somebody brought up a really good point in that video, and I never made a follow up because I stopped making those shorts relatively shortly after. But they brought up the fact that the 996 originated in China, and it was very, very popular in China in, I want to say, the mid 2010s. And here's what happened with China. All these Chinese companies started to enforce the 996, a super, super rigid, like we're talking the worse than salaryman tactics in Japan, right? That's how strict this was. And what they found out was that at the front, at the start, they had a lot of productivity because they had all these great workers and they were doing all of this work. And so you had the best of both worlds. You had smart workers and hard workers, and it was boosting the productivity by a bunch for like a month. And then what happened? People started to burn out. More and more people left. Now, for the really rich companies, what they could do is they could hire someone, a newbie, a new blood who didn't realize what they were getting into, and they could kind of stagnate, like sustain that growth. But what ends up happening is that you literally run out of people to hire. Because what happens is that those people are never going to work for you again, obviously, because the 996 sucks. And they're going to tell everybody else, hey, just so you know, this work-life balance thing sucks at this company. Don't work there. And so it just kept drowning and drowning and drowning. And now to these days, a lot of these companies went bankrupt or are way below, like they used to be in like the top 10, top 25 companies in the whole world. Companies like Alibaba, Baidu, et cetera, are now falling off the list and being replaced by American companies where the philosophy has always been smarter, not harder. And so what they're doing by trying to take on the 996 now, these new companies, they're trying to go inside of a failing boat or a boat that's already failed.